Different thoughts were making me worried. Should I go to that room or not? I went to get water as an excuse, hopefully. When I entered the room, he will be sleeping. When I was done, I slowly started approaching the room. When I entered the bedroom, I didn't see Taehyung. He must be changing. So I went into my closet to look for something appropriate to sleep in. I was looking through the closet for something that isn't revealing type of dress, but it was filled with them for some reason. Ah, is he setting me up? I whispered. I found the less revealing one and put it on after taking a quick shower and doing my night routine. Once I entered the room, I saw Taeyang on the bed, shirtless. Why is he messing with me? I slowly went to bed and laid down. I closed my eyes and was trying to sleep, but it would be hard to sleep with a hot guy next to you. Suddenly, I heard Taeyang's voice. There will be an engagement party tomorrow, so sleep. You will need to wake up early tomorrow. There's a lot to do, he said, but I couldn't see his face since he was facing the other side. Sometimes I feel he's a psychic. How did he know I couldn't sleep? He doesn't speak a lot, but he notices everything. I was lost in my thoughts, so I didn't realize I forgot to reply him. Taeyong turned around and looked straight in my eyes. Yes, I will, I said, feeling intimidated under his gaze. He was still watching me straight in my eyes. Collecting some courage, I asked, can I ask you why you chose me to get married? Some seconds passed, and finally he said, I wanted a girl who wouldn't want to sleep with me just after looking me. He said, seemed annoyed, but not at me. Is that the only reason? I didn't know what I was trying to hear from him. Because my parents wanted me to get married. They started thinking weird stuff about me, like I'm gay or something. And the reason why I choose you? I'll be honest. Because you were not ruling over me when you first saw me. Don't you think when we met I was in a pretty depressing place of my life? How could I start dreaming about a guy? I said, and he smirked a little. You should sleep now. Next evening, makeup artist came, putting on my gown, which was very beautiful. I sat on the chair for makeup artist to do my hair and makeup when Taehyung entered in the room. Hey, gorgeous, he said, and his words made me shocked. But then I realized makeup artist was with us in the room. That's why he talked in that tone. Hi, handsome, I replied, trying to look as natural as possible. I slightly cringed at my words, but I had no other choice. He came towards me and kissed my cheek. You will ruin my makeup, I said, giggling, trying to control my crazy heartbeat. He then started kissing my forehead, nose, cheek, and all over my face. His actions were making me insane. Stop, I giggled lightly, hitting his arm. He laughed and walked into his closet. You two look cute together. Such a lovey-dovey couple. I just smiled at her words. Soon she was done with my hair and makeup. She left and I was left alone with Taehyung. I couldn't help but blush at the thoughts of what he just did. But Taehyung's voice snapped me out of my thoughts. You did good. Just continue to act like that, Taehyung said, and I turned to face him. Let's go, he said, and I got up. He gestured his arm to me to link mine with his. Stay by my side and only speak to the ladies, but there's no need to get too comfortable with them. We walked downstairs, and all the eyes were on us, and I suddenly started feeling intimidated. We entered the hall filled with people as the young's parents came and greeted us first. You look lovely, Ryan, the young's mom said. Thank you. The evening goes on, but the whole time I was feeling someone's eyes on me. I ignored it at first, but then I tried to look around to see who, and then I realized who was staring at me. I saw a beautiful girl staring at me. Her black dress fit perfectly around her hourglass figure. I gave her a smile and turned back to face Taehyung. He smiled at me as we made eye contact. I'm going to get us a drink. Stay here, he said, and before I knew it, he kissed my cheek and walked away. His action slightly made me blush, but I knew it was for the people. The girl who was staring at me before grabbed my arm, making me face her. So you are the girl that came between us. Excuse me? Listen to me carefully. If you think you can take the young from me, then you are wrong. He is mine, just mine, she said, slightly lifting her voice. And you are supposed to be? I asked. I'm his girlfriend, Julianne, she said with a smirk. Well, I'm his fiancée, soon to be wife in 2 days. Taehyung has told me about girls like you. You want him for his looks, money, and for... I stated. I could see the anger burning in her eyes. Did you just call me a slut? She hissed. I never called you that, but if shoe fits, then wear it, Cinderella. As I said, I saw her hand coming to hit my face when Taeyong grabbed her hand, which was about to hit me. Don't you dare to touch my fiancée, he said, raising his voice. People's attention turned towards us. Who let this bitch in? Throw her out right now, he said, pushing her into a guard's arms. I was shocked. Did he just throw her out for me? Taeyong then turned to me and cupped my face in his hands and kissed my forehead. I knew he was acting, but it was feeling so good and real. Are you okay? He asked, sounding genuinely concerned, and I nodded. Soon the party came to the end. Thank you for standing for me, I said, and he simply nodded. Me and Taeyong, we both were standing facing each other, holding hands, lost in each other's eyes. Do you take him, Taeyong, as your husband? Yes, I do. Without breaking the eye contact, we both accepted all the vows. You may now kiss the bride. Breaking the eye contact, I looked down on our hands. Taeyong leaned down on my face and gave me a quick peck. He was looking not bothered, but my heart was going insane. Small drops of sweat popped out of my forehead. I smiled, trying to look all normal. Spending some time with the guests and the family members, Taeyong held my hand. You must be tired. Let's go. The drive home was pretty silent. He opened the car door, helping me out since I was wearing a long and a heavy dress. Once we entered the house, he finally broke the silence. Go get changed into something comfortable. I'm going to get something to eat because all the house helpers already left. I nodded my head as yes. Changing my clothes, I removed my makeup and went downstairs. Sitting on the sofa, I was waiting for Taeyong when suddenly I heard a whisper close to my ear. Hi, princess. Are you waiting for your husband? I felt my heart stop beating. I tried to shout, but he put his hand on my mouth. I looked around, hoping Taeyong would come. Waiting for someone to save you? Oh, poor girl. Taeyong will take his time. He teased as tears started rolling my face. Why don't we have some fun? He said, making me struggle to get from his grip even more, but the guy was too big. He covered my mouth with a cloth and held my hands above my head with one hand. His free hand started rubbing my right harshly. I tried to kick him, but nothing seemed to get him to loosen his grip. I again tried to scream as loud as I can, but it came out muffled. I let out a loud scream that was barely heard as he gave me an evil smirk. His grip around my hand loosened slightly, and I took this opportunity to grab the vase and smashed it on his head. He slapped me on my face hard. He was holding his head with one hand, and with the other he was holding me when Taeyong entered and without warning started beating the guy. I got rid of the cloth that was stuffed in my mouth and started covering myself. I didn't realize how long I sat there hugging myself. I snapped out of thoughts when Taeyong lightly touched my shoulder, making me jump. The guards were taking the guy. Without thinking, I wrapped my arms around Taeyong and started sobbing. He patted my back, trying to calm me down. I didn't stop crying anytime soon, so he lifted me up with my face still buried in his chest. He carried me upstairs into the room and made me sit on the bed. I'm going to prepare a bath for you. Soon I took shower and came out of bathroom, but when I came out, Taeyong wasn't in the room. Maybe he don't want to be near me after another man touched me. The thoughts made my heart ache. Soon Taeyong entered with a mug in his hand. Here, he said as he put the mug on the nightstand. You have to finish it, he said, and I nodded. Finishing the glass of warm milk, I laid back by the time Taeyong went to change into his PJs. He also came and lay down on the other side of the bed. Good night, Ryan. I know it's hard, but try to sleep, he said calmly. Good night, I mumbled. I couldn't believe what had happened with me, what I had done to deserve this. I have always been kind to everyone, but what I got in return. A while went by and I couldn't sleep. I was feeling afraid. I kept on looking around the room to make sure no one was there, hiding. My body was shaking slightly. I suddenly felt a strong hand around my waist, making me gasp. It was Taeyong. He's gone. No one else is here except two of us. I snuggled into his chest more, making him tighten his grip around me. His gestures helped me calm down, and without knowing, I had fallen asleep. His scent and touch suddenly made me forget all my worries. Next morning I woke up but didn't have the courage to open my eyes. The thoughts of last night made me afraid, but I could feel Taehyung's arms around me, comforting me. I opened my eyes looking up at him. He was asleep. This was the first time I saw him sleeping. He always wake up before me. I was staring at him while stuck in my own thoughts, and I didn't realize that until I heard his voice. You can take a pic of me if you want, he said, catching me off guard, and then he opened his eyes. His arms were still wrapped around me. No, I stuttered, not knowing what to say. It's fine, my wifey, you can stare at me all day if you want, he said with a smirk, making me laugh lightly, and I hit him on the chest. I snuggled into his chest, closing my eyes again. How are you feeling? He said, and I understood he was talking about the last night. Scared. I answered a single word and looked at him. But I'm feeling better because you are here with me. Thank you, I continued. You shouldn't be thanking me. I came so late, he said, and I could see the guilt in his eyes. No, you were not late, I said. How wasn't I? He questioned. Because you came before he could go further and do it with me. But still, he did touch you. But you saved me, I assured him. Taeyong hugged me tighter as if a huge burden was lifted off of him. We stayed like that for a while. His kindness made me blush. I hid my face in his chest. How did an accident like this manage to bring us close to each other? I was sitting waiting for Taeyong because he promised me to take me to amusement park. While waiting, I was biting my nails when he entered in house. Before I could say anything, he came and said, "We have to leave for London." London? For what? Because it's revenge time.